Speaking of fish, let's go to Chester, Nova Scotia's Haddon Hall, and there we'll soak up some of the charm of a fishing village. Chester, Nova Scotia is a Canadian resort town like no other. It began as a tiny fishing village, but today it's a resort town for rich Canadians, Americans, and more recently Europeans. They come here to enjoy the sailing and the gardening and the pleasures of lobster and Nova Scotia style. We're at Haddon Hall, one of its best resorts. This house was built in Dutch colonial style in 1903 by Vernon Woolrich and named after his wife's hometown in England. And before we go inside and see the architecture, I want you to notice the chessboard. It's life-size and it's down from the pool. And by the way, this entire property overlooks gorgeous Mahone Bay. So let's go inside and see some samples of Nova Scotia style. There are 11 guest rooms at Haddon Hall. Some are cottages and some are in the main house. And this is the dining room, which serves 2 meals a day, breakfast and dinner, and is known for its local fare. Now, when you think of Nova Scotia, you probably think of lobster, but actually, 2 delicacies are blueberries and mushrooms. In fact, the hotel employs a mushroom picker who brings fresh mushrooms which are used each day on the menu. Nova Scotia, and in particular Chester, is home to a lot of local artists and craftspeople, and one of the best known potteries or ceramic artists in the area is Jim Smith. He created this tile front for this mantle doing a Chester scene, and I love this rolled edging. This is great. And he used 2 very nautical colors as the theme, yellow and blue, which of course the whole room has been done in. In fact, the blue and yellow works great against the sea, and I love the way they've used the crisp navy below the wainscoting and a more traditional blue and white toile above. Let's head upstairs. We're upstairs in the main house, where you can see examples of wonderful Nova Scotia folk art. These 2 pictures by Joe Norris show Chester in the summer when it's over 3,000 people, and Chester in the winter when it's only 1,500 locals. And these works have been done in a naive style, so they're very childlike, and they contain that crayon palette we talked of earlier. And each of the bedrooms has a plaque, which again has been done by a local artist, and it contains a different name created for that room. Now, if you're not staying in the main house, you'll probably be in one of the outdoor guest cottages. Let's go see one. I'm standing in front of one of several cottages that dot the property. It's just as romantic inside as it is outside. I was here last summer and it was race week. It was a magical time in Chester. Sailboats dotting the harbor, restaurants full, local artisans showing their ware, and I can suggest it as a great holiday spot to soak up some of that Nova Scotia style.